My name is Svetlana Dimitrova. I work for Sofia University, where we participate in NEXUS project as partners. And I also work for EURAXESS network as a national coordinator of Bulgaria network. And we have a very interesting guest today from ETH Zurich. But before that, before presenting her, I would like to invite our coordinator, Sara Clavero from Technical University of Dublin, to present details about our project. Sara, the floor is yours.
NEXUS is an EU-funded project striving to make inclusivity a reality in the world of research and innovation. The project focuses on developing inclusive gender equality plans that span both in intersectional and intersectoral dimensions in 9 universities and in research organizations across Europe.
Thank you very much, Sara. Now, good morning to our guest, Seraina from ETH Zurich. Seraina, could you please introduce yourself?
Yes, I'm happy to introduce myself. Thank you very much for having me. My name is Seraina Munton. I work at ETH Zurich in Switzerland, and I am involved in the EURAXESS program as well. My original background is in neuroscience, but I shifted my career focus a long time ago. First, I was involved in an international organization that supported young researchers in their careers by gaining work experience abroad. And about 8 years ago, my focus shifted to help researchers securing funding for research careers and research projects, often still in the context of career development. And my heart lies particularly with supporting young female researchers to succeed in their career. And the integration of family and career is an important topic for me to this day.
Okay, thank you very much. I am really very interested in what you say, that you're supporting female researchers. And do you have, for instance, gender equality plan at ETH Zurich? Could you tell us a bit more about what you do at institutional level?
Yes. So yeah, indeed, we do have a gender equality plan, and we have quite a number of initiatives going on at ETH Zurich, because as you might know, we are a technical university. And as always in the field of technical studies, the numbers are quite low for female students. So if you look at it, we only have about 1/3 of our students that are female. However, if you continue in the development of the careers, it looks even more dramatic at the next career steps. So the percentage of female in academic careers drops down to even 18% of female full professors. So for that reason, a few years ago, ETH and ETH Domain looked and they what we can do, and they introduced a program which is called Fix the Leaky Pipeline. So this is a career building program that gives young female scientists on the academic career path the opportunity to reflect on their professional situation and to develop a strategy for finding the career path that fits them best. The program also aims at providing opportunities to discuss alternative career tracks outside of the academic system. And the target audience of the program are female doctoral students, postdoctoral students, and young scientists in the ETH domain. The core element of this program is coaching groups, courses on career relevant topics, mentoring, and other network events. And the program aims at a significant increase of women at all levels of the academic careers, and therefore it's called Fix the Leaky Pipeline of Women in Science.
I see. This is very interesting that you did not stick to the obligatory parts of gender equality plan that are required in order to participate in European projects, but you enlarge on a more general level, considering your university background.
Yes, definitely. I think also even our ETH board some years ago, they decided that like it's not enough just to have this initiative, but it needs to have a top-down approach. So like they introduced the goal that at least 50% of the new hiring professors have to be female. And this really resulted in a dramatic increase that we are currently of the level of 39% of all assistant professors that are female. So I think this is really like, we still have a long path ahead of us, but I think this is really like the steps that we need in order to actively promote female careers.
I understand. And this is a significant achievement. I agree with that. For instance, at Sofia University, the picture is totally the opposite. We are with humanitarian background, and with us is generally we have to think on the rights and to have measures to enlarge number of male researchers in the whole picture. And we have a lot of measures and a lot of activities that are beyond the main gender equality plan that we have at Sofia University. For instance, we kept actually the rule from a very old time that includes quotas for female and male students that we accept for different specialties. And this might be considered also as kind of discrimination or this kind of not fair attitude to those with the higher scores at application exams, but at the end it helps us to a bit reach a higher number, just as you do for the number of male researchers, male students in this kind of studies and specialties like education, general education, education methods, also some social studies as well. So yes, this is it. And of course, we are proud with opening a gender studies program at master level. That is also a very important step from our management, that we developed it at a very early stage, even before the gender equality plan was introduced as a requirement to participate in European projects. Okay, thank you very much for this introduction and for this background of your organization. And what is interesting to see now, you mentioned EURAXESS. I also participate at EURAXESS, and we are both national coordinators of this network for Switzerland and Bulgaria. Generally, EURAXESS is a pan-European network. As we both know, we are a network of contact points that we support career development of researchers, and one of the main points in our work for researchers, it is supporting researchers, it is supporting for female researchers and for female candidates, PhD candidates. So in this regard, how would you introduce what is done at EURAXESS level for gender equality measures and activities, and is there something specific at EURAXESS? I know you have what to share.
Maybe to answer your question, I sort of go one step back and explain about like the structure that we have in EURAXESS. So what we have in order to structure the topics, we have 5 thematic hubs, which are cross-border hubs. So we have the EURAXESS Startup Hub, we have a EURAXESS Hub Research Careers Beyond Academia, we have a hub which focuses on research careers in academia, we have a EURAXESS hub which is supporting the talent circulation, and we have, last but not least, the EURAXESS Science for Refugee Hub. In all these hubs, female careers and diversity plays a role. We are active on very many levels. So EURAXESS really is a network that helps to introduce and implement also policies that come from the European level. Like you mentioned before, the gender equality plan. So for example, the network has actively supported all the institutions to implement the gender equality hub. But it doesn't just but it doesn't just stop there. So we are continuously in our project. We are also developing initiatives and measures in order to support female research. In these hubs, we also have the overarching so-called community of practice, which is also a system that allows on a very like low-key, simple way to exchange members, gain experience. And this community of practice, we have also different thematical community of practices, and one also focuses on female researchers. So we have a sort of a series of activities for this community of practices. And we had, I just give you a couple of examples. What we had in the past, we had like a webinar on supporting female career researchers, just a collection of best practices. We had like a webinar of promoting female careers in social media. We talked about the linguistic diversity and inclusion, how we can actually live gender equality and on a daily basis. And this was the view from an expert, and so on and so on. So like one of the upcoming topics will be the struggle of female refugees. So in this community of practice, we just try to give the whole network quickly a glimpse and an understanding and some brainstorming, some ideas how we could actually improve our own institution. But it doesn't really stop there, because like EURAXESS is a network on one side, but at the same time we always have projects within the network where we try to also develop. So if I go back a little bit in time, so the topic of gender equality and female was already dominant in a project that was called Top 3, which was run from 2015 to 2018. So already at that time, career development for female had a top priority. This continued in the next project, which was called the Top 4, and that was the succession program that ran from 2018 until 22. And there the aim was to successfully integrate the diversity management in the EURAXESS network. And at that time, for the purpose, we sought to grasp a holistic picture of the existing landscape on diversity and inclusion management at university and in industry. And through this analysis and through this studies and papers and interviewing experts in the field and holding focus group meetings, we managed to bring in a good overview into the network. And this was complemented by holding, like, again, series of talks and webinars that was conducted by the experts. So like you see, like we are continuously on this and try to develop it. And even though we do see some progress in recent years on a European level, we are still far from having these equal opportunities. And this is why at the current project, the ERA Talent, which I just described, again, it is the focus that we talk about diversity and inclusion, and in particular on young female researchers. So we are, all of us, striving together to find like what is the most successful initiative, which programs work less. And I would say from what we see and hear now is like really creating role models and creating an environment where female can speak up and where it is accepted to take a maternity leave without like having to have a disruption in your career is key. And we are very happy that we see that also the European funders recognize this need. And as an example is like at the ERC, there is a career break for 18 months per child, which is just given. So I think initiatives like this really help to support female researchers. And us in our network, we try to also bring in tools and best examples to support female researchers.
I understand you very well because I'm part of all those activities as well. And I can really confirm that for this large EURAXESS network that is actually covering 43 countries with more than 650 organizations participating in it, and more than 1,600 contact points that are spread all around Europe. This is a really important job we do. And for this reason, this is kind of a natural cooperation that we have with projects on gender equality and inclusion like NEXUS, that I'm also part of. I mean, Sofia University. So for this reason, I think this synergy between the projects and the network activities is very important, and your participation today in this podcast was very beneficial for our audience and all the researchers that are interested on these topics. Thank you very much, Seraina, for participating in this podcast and for supporting NEXUS project that we all work on right now. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Svetlana.